Hello, everyone. I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shikha, and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm really grateful that you're listening, subscribing, and commenting. I really appreciate your support. And in this one, I wanted to speak to you a little bit about aging and finances and just money-related stuff that I've been thinking about. And I was speaking to my friends about it too, and I was like, I think I should do a video about this. So a couple of days ago, I went to my father's younger brother's 70th birthday party. And like to reach 70 nowadays, especially from where we came in India, it's a big accomplishment, and to still be healthy and moving and coherent and all that stuff. So I thought that he would be very happy about the fact that he's reached this age, and he has family around him and friends. But when he gave a speech, the speech that he had to give to all of his friends about, what advice do you have for us? The funny thing was that for me, the main thing that struck for me that he said was, it's these are his words. Everyone says that your 70s and 80s are your golden years, but that's not true. Yeah, you have more time, but you don't have the energy or the motivation or like sometimes even the health to enjoy that time. And then he went on to say other things. And I thought, for me, I was just standing there, listening to the speech, and I thought it was quite relevant what he said and poignant, because I think this is a lie that the capitalistic society has been feeding us. Ever since retirement, the idea of retirement has come into place, which is not that old actually. If you really look back at it, it's only in the 1980s or something like that the idea of retirement was kind of created. Until that point, people worked until they died, right? And they died early. I mean, quite early, like in their 50s or something. But nowadays, people are living longer, and so they're able to kind of retire. And also, the idea of kind of moving people out of the workforce so younger people can get opportunities. There's a lot of things involved in it. But the idea was created and fed to us by this system to say, hey, you should remember that, yeah, I know you're kind of spending all your 20s, 30s, 40s, all the prime years of your life working for this system, and you're just a cog in the system and all that stuff. But think about this. You're going to have your golden years when you're in your 60s and 70s, because you're going to retire, you're going to have all this money to play with, and you're going to roam around, you're going to have time to do all the things that you've always dreamed about. So don't worry about it. It's okay that you're giving up your 20s and 30s and 40s, your prime health years, because you're going to get it back. You're going to kind of revert back when you are in your 60s and 70s and you're retired, right? So the reason I say this is a lie that has been fed to us, and a lot of people are realizing this, is because as a lot of people, maybe some people are healthy enough to enjoy their 60s and 70s, but a lot of people are not healthy enough to enjoy their 60s or 70s. Even in their 50s, they're already getting ill because of the fact that they're burning out, because of the fact that they're putting too much into the system, too much effort and time and energy. All of their youth is sucked into providing for these companies, for these corporations. They, like if you work for Google or Apple, they're considered to be, oh wow, I'm working for such a great company. Yeah, but they really pull all of you out of you. That's the reason they give you all these resources and all of these benefits, because they're literally sucking everything out of you. It is interesting, yes, and it's fun, I'm sure, but year and year after, or decade and decade after, all of this energy is being pulled from you, and eventually you do get burnt out, you get tired, you get exhausted. And in your 50s and 60s and 70s, you're done. Your energy's gone. Your health a lot of times is not as great as you'd imagine. You have like aches and pains everywhere. You can't do all the things that you dreamt about doing when you were in your 20s, thinking, hey, I'm going to do this in my retirement. Some you can, some you can't. You can travel a little bit, yes, but if you dreamt about learning to play the guitar, you can still do that, but it's going to take you longer. Maybe a lot of people won't even do that anymore in their 60s and 70s. Some people do, but a lot don't. Maybe you dreamt of being an actor, and you can do that in your 60s and 70s, but a lot of people don't, right? Maybe you had some sporty dreams and all this stuff, but it's hard for you in your 60s and 70s unless you're extremely fit to do that. And a lot of people aren't, unfortunately, because they haven't taken care of their bodies for decades, because they were giving all of themselves to their families and to a corporation, mostly to their corporation. If I look at the way people live right now, they're not even giving anything to their family. They barely see their family for 10 minutes a day, right? Most of their time is spent working and giving to the corporation that they work for or to the system that they work for. And it takes all of them, all of what they have, their energy, their resources, all of it goes to them. So not to say that I think people shouldn't work. Of course they should work, but they should remember that the system isn't in their favor. It is not loyal to you. You're loyal to it, yes, but it is not loyal to you. And so you have to remember that if you want to do the things that you want to do, you have to create a system for yourself to do it. And there are all of these different things that people are doing. You know, they're semi-retiring, or they're doing lean retirements where like they go part-time after their 40s, so they can actually enjoy their 40s and 50s before they, are not able to do it so anymore. Or they're converting a lot of their assets into Bitcoin and then kind of just roaming around the world with their families in a van. A lot of people are doing many different things, and they're being creative about it, and they're kind of figuring things out. And for me, I had the same idea as well. I would look at the people I was surrounded by, and they made lots of money. They never had any money saved up, and they were just unhappy, exhausted, and bored. And I was thinking to myself, are they really going to do this for the next 40 years? And then how's that going to work out? Like, what kind of a life is that? You barely have enough time on this planet. You get 80 years. That is not a lot of time. You might think it's a lot, but it's not. It passes by before you know it. And then what is the point of giving yourself up to this entity that doesn't even care about you, that will let you go in 2 seconds if you're not useful to it? Why? So you always have to be thinking about yourself first, putting yourself first, rather than putting the corporation first, which is what a lot of people end up doing. People are money, basically, putting money first. And I'm not saying money isn't important. Money is extremely important. We live in a capitalistic society, but you have to think about money in a way that works for you, not for the system. Not so you can become consumers, but so that you can become the kind of person that lives their ideal life in the moment right now, in their 40s or 30s or 20s, rather than waiting for some mystical future that might never arrive. A lot of people die as soon as they retire, never getting to enjoy their boon. Or my dad, as soon as he retired, he had a stroke and got dementia, and now he's not able to retire. He's not able to enjoy any of his retirement. He worked so hard for it. And I look at that and I think to myself, no, I'm not doing that. I am not working like a dog for some mystical future that might never arrive. It's not going to happen. And so I really just wanted to share this with you, because you have to realize that, again, a lot of people spend so much time and effort kind of just working 17 hours a day or whatever for a company. Do it. Make the money and then get out and then live your life. Because if you are a lawyer and you're working those hours, you're making a lot of money. Save some of that money. Don't spend all of it on useless things. Save it and then retire early and then go and live your life. And then be a consultant. Do what you need to do. Like, still work as a lawyer if you want, but do not give 40, 50 years of your life to something that is not going to care about you in return. It is not. The entity, the society, the system does not care about you. It does not. It really doesn't. You might think it does, but it doesn't, right? And, there are certain things that it does to make sure that you are stuck in the system. So, you keep on buying a bigger house and then you're stuck in that treadmill, or you keep on increasing your lifestyle, the lifestyle creep as they call it, that you keep on increasing your expenses. And so you're constantly needing to work and work and work more. Your money should be working for you. You should not be working for the money, right? And so save as much as possible. Invest your money. Go and invest it into stock market or real estate or whatever works for you, Bitcoin. Use that money for yourself. Use it for your hobbies, for your interests. Right now, in this moment in time, wherever you are, whatever age you are, you have to do it right now. It is not waiting for your time. It is not waiting for your money. It is not waiting for you, the system. Nothing is waiting for you. You are going to be stuck in limbo if you don't think about it consciously and make the effort to live right now. Because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You really have no idea. And then you might be like my uncle, who's in his 70s, and realizing that he doesn't have the energy to do all the things that he wanted to do because he spent all of his time working and saving up for what? For a bigger house that no one even lives in. How much time do you spend in your house, really? Like, really though, think about it. If you work a lot, couple hours a day, and then maybe the weekend, even on the weekend, you're out doing chores and things like that, you're out with friends, how much time do you spend in a house? Why does it need to be so expensive? Like, why does it need to be so big? Why do you need to spend so much money on so much space? Why? I actually really don't understand that. Or like other things like cars. Like, why do you, if you have the money, good, great, go for it. But if you don't have the money and you could rather save that money for a future where you could be free, why spend so much money on a car unnecessarily? I really don't understand it. In any case, people have different priorities, but do realize that your retirement is going to be not this mystical future where like, oh, everything's going to happen and you're going to do all the things you dreamed about. No, probably not. So you really have to think about like, how do you want to live your life so that right now is when you enjoy yourself. Do the things that you care about. Spend time with your family and friends, not sometime in the future when you might not be able to do it anyways. I hope that this wasn't too negative or pessimistic. I just really wanted to share this because I see a lot of evidence of this and I wanted to be able to talk about it here. Again, I'm really grateful for all of your support. I really appreciate all of you, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.